Hi everyone, this is Dave from the Dave Forsyth Band explaining how we put together this most amazing guitar. It's called the Olsen.Elite. He teamed up with Carlton Guitars in making this. They did all of the woodwork. There's another video that explains how all of that went together. There's another one how the pickups got put in. So make sure that you subscribe to our channel so that you can follow along on all the different parts. We're taking the LR Bags X Bridge and we're modifying it. In this guitar we have the Ghost acoustic system in there. Now that's an amazing little system for making your guitar sound like an acoustic guitar when you're playing electric, but it also gives you the ability to do MIDI. Now this thing's designed perfectly for the acoustic part, but we're going to be a little more daring and we're going to actually make this thing work for the MIDI part of it as well, which means we actually have to separate out the strings. So to do that, we're going to cut the board here that is joining all of these together. Now the wiring configuration is very important because it has to line up with the acoustic. So we're using their wiring diagram, and this is actually a wire from their product. And that's what's going to give us the signal we need to send out to the MIDI controller, either your pedal or it's a unit you have in your rack. They're actually analog signals going out to it. It creates the MIDI process. I hope you follow along as we solder this up, for this is the next phase in putting together the Olsen.Elite. Taking my knife, and I'm going to slice the first one. You want to make sure you get a good trench because you don't want any connection whatsoever between the two. You can see that I've actually separated the two. You can see the two pieces of foil there. So that one and that one are now separated. Now if you find this is something you don't want to do, don't worry, you can actually buy the pickups from Ghost. They make really good pickups as well, and you can actually throw them in whichever bridge you have in your guitar. We're modifying this because I do like the acoustic sound of this one, and I like how solid it is. So that's the two big reasons why we actually use this unit to do it. So there, we've gone ahead and we've separated them. Now what you'll notice is that I've actually separated them out in the middle. I did this for a reason because the next phase of this is we have to clean off some of this copper beside each one of them so that we can solder the new wire onto it. Now you'll note also in the guitar itself we built a little tunnel underneath. We cut it out so that you could actually have the wiring and everything underneath this bridge without it being compressed or put under stress due to the wood. That was courtesy of Carlton Guitars. Clint's an amazing guy. If you're looking to have something built, definitely give him a call. You'll notice we have this wire here, and it has a red wire on it, and that is the lead wire that we're going to use to figure out which wire of these pins goes to where inside the acoustophonic setup. Now they gave us this little bridge pin which we're going to use to create the wires from here to there, so that we can literally just plug it into this, and boom, we're working. And I think that's the easiest way to make this also a removable unit. Okay, the next part of this job is actually attaching these wires to this unit. Now what I've done is I've gone ahead and got a piece of wire that's actually from a computer ribbon is what it is, and it matches perfectly with the wiring that Ghost is using in the acoustophonic, so I felt it would be the right one. I'm going to solder them on here, and I'm going to use the Ghost wiring diagram to solder them onto these pins. And we're going to put our wires in this cool little clamp like that. Get our soldering gun, a little bit of solder. Make sure that your soldering tip is nice and shiny, just like this one, and you'll notice it'll do a really good job. Now this is the end that's going to go on the bridge, so I don't need to shorten those ones down. But the ends that are going on those pins need to be nice and short. So we're going to do them next. Swap this around. You'll notice there's 7 wires here. There's 6 for each string and 1 for ground. If you need tips on the soldering end of this, watch the video I did on repairing control pots in amplifiers. I go over which soldering gun is the best one to use, solder type, so definitely have a look at that. Now you notice these are all nicely tinned. One of the other tools you'll need is a little cutter. as these guys need to be nice and short. The red one is going to become the E string down here. I'm going to come to this piece of copper that we cleared here, add a bit of solder to it, and I'm going to take my red wire and I'm going to stick it to it. My greatest fear came upon me, and the wire for the pickup came up. But we got them together and he looks good. We're going to continue on 1 through 6 just the way it is. See, I hope to get this foil far enough away from the actual connector to not have the solder light go on that thing, but the E string was pretty darn close, so, and that one worked out perfectly without messing up the other one. Okay, so those are the 6 wires hooked up for the actual strings that are going out, and this little fat plate out here is actually the ground, which will be the last wire. Gotta be careful to not burn any of your other wires at this point. Now I am going to come along here. Any of the extras of these guys are going to get rid of. There's the X bridge, separated out and with a wiring harness on it. The next part of this is to attach the little pins. I've just taken a piece of wire that's from that same ribbon. Old ribbon cables are easy to find on old computers. We're going to tin this guy. And we're going to do the same thing here where we're going to touch this out around all those guys. Not a lot. Don't want to mess. And you sure don't want to go through to the other side. We're going to check and make sure they're all soldered together. Now what you do is you take any of the excess of that little piece of wire. We have the X bridge ready to be installed in our guitar. There are many more videos on the Dave Forsyth Band channel, so please come on over and subscribe. We've got a few new ones coming up real quick, along with a few live feeds, so don't forget to check back regularly.